you look around the league, there's a lot of teams, in the hunt. We're in the hunt. You sit here and you say, hey, Thanksgiving, and close to the end of November, and we're in the hunt. When you sit around that table tomorrow, you're saying we're in the hunt. And there's a lot of teams that wish they were in the hunt. Well, we're in the hunt.
A lot of talk on Saturday from people I know, respect, and love about, man, I'm just going to get ready for how emotional Sunday is going to be. And I'm like, okay, like it should be fun, but like people preparing to cry was weird. And then 30 seconds into the game, I'm just inconsolable on the couch, bawling my eyes out while my wife downloads Tinder. The Bills won, and what an amazing start. What a game. But we'll talk about it on the In the Hunt cast with Sean Murphy, Kyle Turner, myself, Greg Bauk, and special guest Allie Brady joining us. Thank you, Allie, for joining us. You go first.
No, it's your pod now. You go over it. You do it.
You want to talk Real Housewives? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
But so I was at the game. You want me to really start talking?
Yeah,
Sure,
of course. That's why we had you on here.
I mean, Greg threw it to you.
Do you know how much people are going to want to hear from you more than Kyle?
Do you have women that listen to this podcast or
No?
Separate.
I know a couple, I think. Yeah.
Okay, good answer. So I was at the game, and just to piggyback on that first touchdown, that was raucous. It was just an amazing feeling. And for anyone not at the game, you're losers.
Yeah. You
sorry.
two
No.
fucking suck.
Get a job. No, no, it really was something magical. And I mean, Kyle, did you see that the number 3 balloon that was like blowing away?
Yeah.
Right? It was like, it was kind of sad. You're like, did something
yeah.
Cincinnati? But
it was I think it was a release of the Dubs situation. Something good happened.
Look at that. Yeah, but
I
it was
think that's what Dubs do, right?
So for loud moments, though, the opening kickoff returned. Obviously, that's the play of the game. I won't even take other plays of the game. Mm-hmm. In terms of like loudness, the stadium has been. That had to be the loudest ever.
That, or when we clinched the playoff seat last year, that was really something.
Yeah.
But my watch went off and said, your decibels are damaging to your ears. So that's always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
I picture Kyle yelling at people. It's early still. Relax.
Kyle, 2 special teams touchdowns. Let's go. Let's talk about the special teams.
Let's talk about how the offense didn't put up as many because
they scored 3 touchdowns.
I am so sick of this, Greg. Every week you come to their defense. You know why I hate when they win games like this? Because I watch
by
it
double-digit points is what you mean.
I literally sit there and I go, oh, this is great. I cannot wait to shit on the offense. They suck. And then the game, and then the whole fourth quarter happens, and it's fucking 35. And I go, I can't shit on them without sounding like an idiot, even though they sucked for 2.5 quarters of a 4-quarter game. They were terrible, Greg. Why can't we admit that?
Cincinnati scored 24 points against the Ravens. Just teams don't score 60 points. They just don't do it. They did great. They had 2 long touchdown bombs. 2 long touchdown bombs. When was the last time they had touchdown bombs?
I don't know.
Touchdown. I'm talking like my mom would. Touchdown bombs. They threw the touchdown bombs to the receivers.
We can get into it later. What was the original question? It was loud.
Go Bills.
I was nervous going into this game, and I felt like the first half kind of proved me right because you had all these comments about people, the Bills are going to win by 500 points, but it's like the Patriots are playing to get into the playoffs. This is the Bills. This would, like
divisional game.
Yep.
Always tough. Look, again, like Greg said, you bring it up. Baltimore's on their 3rd string quarterback or whatever. And they still put up somewhat of a fight. It seems from the box score. Again, if you were to look at the Bills game from the box score, you wouldn't be like, you would go, oh man, the Bills are a well-oiled machine. Until if you actually watched it and realized Josh Allen had less than 100 yards passing with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Like, insane shit. The team is so hot and cold. And this game was no different. And you can make an excuse. You could say obviously it's been a Very troubling week there. The practice was probably not right. It was a shorter week. A lot of buildup even coming into this game. Like Greg said, going into Saturday, everyone's saying like, oh, well, the Bills have all the motivation in the world. So they have like this, oh, we have to perform for Hamlin now. And I think
Greg's falling
it's
asleep.
been this way all season. Right now, if the Bills, there's how hot and cold they are. They could get knocked out in the wild card or win the Super Bowl, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Christ, this is not us. Like, this can't be us. Like, this can't be someone.
It's me.
Someone
It
is
is
going
Kyle.
to listen to this. A fan of Allie Brady is going to listen to this podcast because she's a guest. I promise you that is going to happen. Someone's going to be, oh, Allie was on a podcast. I'm going to listen to this. And they're never going to listen again because the fucking Bills just knocked the Patriots out of the playoffs. And we're talking about a hot and cold team. That won't be my podcast.
Well, you know what? Where does Allie stand? So canonically here, I think I'm pretty. That's right. I'm gonna ask Kyle to define that in a second.
I can't even do it.
I am normally pretty optimistic. Greg is normally pretty optimistic.
Is that a C or a K?
And Kyle is very pessimistic.
Yes.
So, Allie, where do you stand? The season's done. We're going to the playoffs. Where do you stand on this team? Are you more me and Greg? Are you more?
Don't be all caught up in today's win. You got to speak from like how you really feel here.
No, I'm always nervous before the game starts. Like back when the Giants were 0-14, I'd be like, I don't know if we're gonna win. So I'm that person, but I hate to say that I do think we're a really good team. I mean, the people that are going to check in on this podcast just want me to talk about Matt Milano. So, I mean,
who doesn't?
You guys never do.
What are you talking about? Every year before the draft, we have a hot mock. So we will talk about the attractiveness of men. We are not afraid.
No, I know.
We do that more than we do talk about football. So.
I know where you're coming from, Kyle, on the when you have games where we're winning 52 to what, like you think that we can keep that up, or when okay, so today Miami played and the game was tied 6-6. Mm-hmm. We're not that team. We're not a 6-6, and then they won 9-6. So I think we're a good team. We're really good. And
I think, just to be clear here to Allie's listeners who she's bringing into this episode, I think they're a good team, and I think they're very inconsistent, as they have been for most of the season. And I just kept on, this is what I'm saying was like, if this game played out against a better team, the Chiefs, is the game as close as it was in that third quarter when it was 14-14 and there was one offensive touchdown? Are the Chiefs playing that way, or are they just gonna run up the score?
I will say,
which version of the Chiefs? The Chiefs that almost couldn't beat the Texans or the Broncos twice? Is that Chiefs, or the Chiefs that won big yesterday? They're just kind of, I guess the Chiefs are just kind of hot and cold. They're just kind of,
they're not hot and cold. They're hot all the time.
And to Kyle, so I can recognize that the Bills are not good usually in the first quarter, and then we adjust. Leslie Frazier kind of figures things out. So do you kind of think if we were strong in the first quarter, you would say we deserve more wins, or we deserve a better hype?
No, I'm more saying the offense is inconsistent. I think the defense is there, although the defense was a little scary today. It just seems like a Mac Jones team shouldn't run up and down the field on all short throws. But whatever. Again, they held them. I'm not worried about the defense at all. I think the defense is fine. It's just those, I've said on this podcast before, those drives in between scoring drives. I don't expect them to score every drive, but those drives in between scoring drives, it's like they sometimes can't function. Where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, it's like a 10-second drive and it's 3 and out immediately.
And I think going into the season, there was a lot of talk. Is Gabe Davis going to take that huge jump? Is he going to be like he was in the playoffs against the Chiefs? And he's had maybe the most up and down season of anyone on the team. And there's times that just he looks, like out of it, like not getting his feet in, a drop here and there. And I think that's a huge part of it. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie kind of the same way. So I think that's really hurting them the most.
McKenzie and Davis they're a problem. Like they're not what they should be. I'm disappointed in them.
Ooh.
I still think that, well, I mean, McKenzie had another drop right before the Smoke touchdown, which is just like, hey, can we get Smoke in there a little bit more than McKenzie, maybe? So, you know, they're not perfect. There's issues. I would like my quarterback to not throw red zone interceptions again, but he was hit on the play. So, you know, whatever. Even when he wasn't hit, that particular play, that interception right before the end of the half, he was hit as he threw it. I watched the replay like 3 times. I was trying to figure out where the hell that ball was going to go anyway. So big dumb golden retriever needs to not do that. But again, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. My issue too with those with that red zone trip there was like 37 seconds left, I believe, when they got the ball. And it was like first down from the 15. So they could have gotten a first down. They had 37 seconds, 2 timeouts, could still get the first down. And you go 3 red zone throws or 3 end zone throws. I mean, you had 2 timeouts in 37 seconds. You can't run the ball once.
I want to go back and listen to past episodes of them, the Hunt, where Kyle were like, "Oh, really original, run in the red zone all the time." You got Josh Allen.
Well, you're not going to please Kyle. He's unpleasable.
No, you're not going to please Kyle. No, he is.
I'm saying if I'm sitting in the stands, this is one thing to be like, you know, like in hindsight, this guy should have. I'm sitting in the stands
in
hindsight. If I'm sitting in the stands going, man, this guy has thrown the ball 3 times to the end zone now, like, or twice to the end zone, and then an interception. But I'm like, there's 2 timeouts. Why not be you could run it to try to catch him off guard or something just to do. You don't have to go to the end zone. You have 2 timeouts, and it just felt a little forced.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of this pod, before we get more positive, before we talk, you know, obviously
I'm happy. I want people to know I'm happy.
I think we'll be positive talking about next week's game, but I want to give Kyle just a little bit more red meat to gnaw on, just a little bit, Greg, because I feel like this is right up Kyle's alley, is the Taiwan Jones getting hit into the ball on the kickoff. Not only is it a special teams play, but we've talked before, you're paying these, they got, 3-4 guys, they're paying millions each to just be on the special teams. And it feels like you should know to not even be close to the ball in that scenario.
You know what he did? You know the problem there? Pride. He was wrestling with the guy and he wouldn't just let him go. So he kept bumping him, and then the guy threw him into the ball. Should have just let him go. Pride got in the way, and that's a sin, I think. One of them. 7.
There's only 7 sins.
Yeah.
Well, let's name them all, Kyle. We got pride.
Gluttony.
Podcasting.
Murder. Just go.
Murder.
Pride and murder.
All right.
If you murder someone, be modest about it. Oh, they're hardly murdered.
Yeah.
It took like 18 stabs to murder them. I suck at this. I'm really not.
I think one is like, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's ox.
Now we're at 10. Now we're at 10 versus 7. What are we doing?
So you're in the stadium and the first half, whatever, it ended weird. The second kickoff return by Hines, like that moment had to be pretty cool from the stadium. Like that's got to be like euphoric. I think of like Drury scoring with 7.7 seconds left to go against the Rangers in that game. I don't know who was in the house for that game too, but it's just like the look on people's faces. That had to be, the fucking 2 kick returns in this day and age in the NFL where they do everything to prevent you from returning kickoffs for touchdowns. That's just unbelievable. Do we want to talk like spiritual? Because all the post game was like spiritual. Like that's unbelievable that there were 2 kick returns. Hey, it's being talked about on pods across the nation. I'm not afraid to bring up the topics.
I mean, if he returned a third one, sure. I'll give you it. But on that two, I mean, it's one short. That's all I'm saying.
If he returns 3, God is definitely real. But 2,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
The
can't give you
Patriots
that. I
denied
can't
God
give
by kicking the one ball out of bounds. They're like, fuck you, God.
it. The first one, like Allie said, it was like insanely loud just because everyone's loud to begin with there. It's the first play, and 9 times out of 10 it goes out of the end zone, and you're just like, I just yelled for nothing. And then you sit down and your voice hurts. So that one was like, it was like an insane roller coaster that started at the top. You didn't have to click up. It just started at the top, and you're like, oh shit, it's just going higher now. And that one was more of like, I didn't even cheer. I just looked around. I go, are you fucking kidding me? I was almost mad where I go, this doesn't happen. Stop it. But I did immediately scan the field like everyone does. I looked as far back as I possibly could to be like, there's a flag. This is insane. I did think though, I made the joke to one of my friends I was sitting with, and I was like, at this point, I don't think the refs are going to call anything on the Bills. I go, you got to figure at some point they're just even going to start pulling out like NBA fouls and be like, that's a double durable, man. You can't do that. And like, it's football. And they're like, I don't know, touchdowns account, but you can't win this game.
Well,
sorry.
That was, I think, our boner of the game, that run back to start the game. But no flags in the first half. Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. Football, when it just plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to do a conspiracy theory, but I also kind of thought that, like the refs were going to just be very easy on us just because they're like, well, we're America's team now. So like, give them a win, but.
Well, that actually leads to my segment that I've had for years now, the tweet of the game. I've been doing this segment for years and years, and I have
That's
a tweet.
right, Allie Brady fans, listen to this.
Kyle's never done a tweet of the game, and it's always been me. I saw a lot of. I didn't write down anyone's name, but I saw this a lot. Okay, you go on Twitter, you watch the video of the kickoff return. A lot of people saying, not gonna lie, looks scripted, bro. And fucking, how dumb can you be? How fucking dumb are people? The willingness of people now to believe everything's a conspiracy theory. And it's like the Pats want to make the playoffs. They're playing for the playoffs. And just these like fucking dumb douches who pay for Elon Musk's $8 a month thing. So their replies go to the top. So you see some fucking loser named Jake or whatever the fuck just being like, oh, why did anyone dive at the guys? Because you're looking at the game at an angle, you fucking piece of shit. That's why. It's crazy. If you go on Twitter, look at any video of that return, the first like 6 comments are like, dude, NFL stage, dude.
I'm so glad I didn't know that was a thing until now.
Were they Bills fans or were they just like
they're people who don't believe birds exist.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All
birds or some birds.
I saw I don't know, more than one person tweeted this too. I don't have a name. Best tweet I saw of the game was Dolphins and Jets doing their best to honor Damar Hamlin, scoring only 3 in 3 point increments, which was tremendous. Little 9-6 battle. It's like, who gives a shit who gives a shit who Bills play?
Yeah, right away the NFL this game the Bills could have just won without a kick return, and it would have been like the NFL wanted it to happen, man. So it's a cesspool out there. And it ain't getting better.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
tune into Kyle's new podcast. It ain't getting better in the off season.
Sweeto.
Do we have anything?
No, that's it. We're done.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do you want to say?
Well, I think we should do trivia. We should talk about next week. I think we should at least mention there was a pretty big incident last week why we didn't have a pod.
That's true.
And I kind of did think it was funny in that we didn't even text each other. We just all silently agreed we weren't going to do a podcast and didn't do a podcast.
I was in Savannah, Georgia watching Monday night. The plan was my wife and I were on vacation. We're going to watch the game and then take all Tuesday to drive home. That happened. Scrolled my phone for an hour, and we were both like, we're getting in the car. We drove overnight. Like I couldn't even. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life, where I was surprised at how affected I was by it. Still upset by it. I am still upset by it, which is why I was so emotional in the beginning. Just absolutely insane. And I don't even I still really don't care as much about what happens this year just based on that.
Yeah, it was very surreal to watch. And it's one of those things when you're watching like a tragedy happen, you just kind of stare at the screen for an hour just because you can't believe it's happening. I think the announcers did a good job, and it was yeah, it was crazy. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I can't think about it. Yeah, it's
did we give a shit? I don't care at all about the should they make up the game? Should they not? I thought we should just sort of taken 2 losses. I'm surprised they played this game. It's crazy to me that they were ready enough to prepare and play in this game this week.
Oh, I wonder if he did not if he was still on a breathing tube. I wonder if this football game would have been played. If Damar Hamlin didn't wasn't able to speak to the Bills, I wonder if many of them would have even been emotionally ready to play this football game.
You know what I immediately looked up was Sean Taylor, what they did.
They started with 10 players in the field.
Yeah, but he got shot mid-season.
Mm-hmm. Did he really?
I
don't remember that.
He died November 27th, 2007. He died.
Was he retired
mid-season.
though?
No, he was in the prime of his career.
Okay.
And
Sorry,
they played
research for the pod.
They played that. No, I mean, that's why there's 3 of us. You know what I mean? I did. Wikipedia could be lying. I don't know. People could change those, I think. And
you'd have to be some piece of shit. Sean Taylor's. Sean Taylor did not even die. He's still alive.
Him and Tupac chilling. Yeah, he was shot, and I mean they played that week, so that's why I was like, well, nothing's off the table. The only difference is social media this time around. That was in 2007. No one was really blowing up MySpace. You know what I mean? So this one was you'd have an insane pushback for if they. I feel like there was no right answer to anything, and they actually did the best they could. I don't understand the coin flip thing with Cincinnati. I feel like they're getting a little gypped, and I'm sure they do too.
Yeah, that didn't come
they
into
beat the
account,
Ravens,
though.
so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, whatever. It didn't happen, so it doesn't matter. But I thought they did the best. It's just one of those things that, I'm sure people are openly talking about now is just if the Bills or the Bengals win the Super Bowl or go to it at least, I just don't want people to do the whole asterisk thing. Even if it's them just being they got a game off. Yeah, whatever it may be.
Yeah, but no one would take
there's
that
going to
game
be
off.
somebody. It's going to be those. It's
Both teams suffered because the Chiefs got the number
I
one.
hear you. You're acting like I said it.
I know. I'm just saying.
There's people out there said it was staged today because of a kickoff return. You don't think those same people are going to be barely counts, and you're going to have to hear that forever.
It's the same 11 people who think the opening kickoff of this game was staged.
Yeah.
Stop listening. Stop interacting. Stop.
They're so loud.
That's right. Remember now the Sean Taylor thing. People were going to social media and they would go to my MySpace page to see what I thought about it, and my profile song would pop up. It's been a while.
They didn't play though the next game though, did they, Kyle?
Yeah, they played against the Bills.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, we played the Redskins after Sean Taylor died? Yeah,
and that's where they went out with 10 guys, and the Bills ran right at where that 11th guy would have been. And Fred Jackson got a 25-yard run on the first play of the game.
Fred Jackson. Okay, but seriously.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's kind of shitty of Fred Jackson.
That is, yeah. What
you need to take a 4-yard gain and just kneel.
They did announce, I think it was yesterday, that Hamlin's contract will be fully guaranteed, which is the contract should be fully guaranteed anyway. But that's,
I do remember them with Kevin Everett do you remember they kept him on the roster for 3 years so he could collect pension, because that's all it takes to collect it in the NFL. So I'm sure, there's no doubt they're going to do that for him.
Okay, before we get on to the question game, I just want to mention, it's always exciting, though it didn't amount to anything. Nathan Peterman did play today.
Was he benched?
Well, he went 11 of 19 for 114 yards, 1 TD, no picks.
Whoa!
Oh, okay. Good for Nathan Peterman.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But
that guarantees him a contract next year.
And then
can we talk about Stephon Diggs for like 2 seconds? The long touchdown, there's no
I'm the one moving on.
NFL.
You could talk about whatever you're the one who wants to move on. Yeah, talk about whatever.
I want to not do the pod anymore. Allie, if you want to replace me, step up. But the 2 catches in particular he had, one where Allen threw the ball before he was turned, and it just stuck to him like glue. And the touchdown pass, the defender, I don't know who it was, on the play, hits the ball as he's catching it, and you're just a man if you hold on to that and score a touch. He is so damn good, and I just want to do a Stephon Diggs appreciation moment.
Yeah, and it's nice too. Lost in all this, we kept the Patriots from going to the playoffs.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My only thing I would say is so before the game, you always look at who's inactive, and I saw John Brown, so I was like, oh, he's not playing then, and then that John Brown touchdown, I was like, what? So that was the one thing I was a little surprised by. But I didn't
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got one of those people that got elevated, right? I think it was his last.
Well, Cole Beasley could not be elevated from the practice squad again without getting a contract. So I believe, but it changes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So now you can do it with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley wasn't bringing that ball in. So good thing that was John Brown instead.
Yeah.
And before we get to the question game, we always have a blurb from our number 1 Patreon, and we have a new number 1 Joe B Patreon member.
A new number 1. Wow.
Yeah.
Do we know this person?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to tell you who it is, and then you can
regular
decide.
contributor to the Training Camp Fantasy Football League.
Oh, so you know who it is?
Go ahead, finish.
Did you tell us who it is?
I don't
whatever. I'll find out here.
Our new number 1 Patreon is David Sumner. Yeah, and
if he won the Training Camp Fantasy Football League, he's always in like the top 3. So
wow,
I'm always so bad at it.
Yeah, you are.
It's crazy.
So David Sumner writes for his first blurb. With all that's happened in the past week, I think it's important to remember why we listen to the In the Hunt podcast. Belichick yo mama jokes. So he would like to say Belichick's mama's teeth are so yellow that when she smiles, traffic slows down.
Nice.
I have such a soft spot in my heart for your mama jokes. I love them so much.
Still Laffy Taffy joke. That's good.
Good job, David. Thanks for being our Joe B, our third number 1, coming in strong after Mulcahy and Steve campaign. Thank you. We appreciate it. Good Yo Mama joke. Now for trivia. Jersey on the line, Jamison Crowder. Get yourself a nice Jamison Crowder jersey.
What's his status?
3 questions, tiebreaker if necessary. Allie, we're going to start with you as you are our guest.
Because she's a woman, she goes first.
Thanks for noticing.
Question number 1. Allie, what number is higher? Josh Allen's cap hit this year or the money Avatar 2 made yesterday in the United States? Yesterday.
I'm going to go Josh Allen.
Going Josh Allen cap hit. We'll go to Kyle next.
Yesterday, huh?
Yesterday. Saturday, January 7th, a day after your favorite day.
Yeah.
Kyle had to take off work all day, man. Cup of coffee, gonna turn on my Freedom Station.
It's 3 choice though, so it's cool.
That's right. Jesus.
Avatar 2 domestic money yesterday, or Josh Allen's cap hit this year.
This year. I'm gonna say Avatar.
Going Avatar.
I'm gonna say Avatar.
Okay.
I don't think Josh Allen's big dollars kicked in yet.
Okay.
These
Greg.
bird denying kickoff conspiracy theorist people love their blue men and women. There's no way Avatar did not make $4 billion yesterday. And Allen's cap hit this year is not as big as next year. I know next year's like a big year where he eats up like 90%.
Greg and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
Well,
I won.
Greg and Kyle get the point.
Woo!
Avatar 2 domestically made 20,629,000 yesterday on Saturday.
Allen's cap hit isn't bigger than
Josh
that.
Allen's cap hit is 16,372,000.
Wow.
Boo, Josh Allen. Boo. Oh.
I wouldn't even date him now. Bitch driving a Civic. $16 million cap hit.
Question 2, Greg, we'll start with you for this one. Greg, who is older?
Me.
Is it Mac Jones, Tremaine Edmonds, or Zendaya?
I don't know who Zendaya is.
What is Zendaya?
Although I believe it's
because I don't
Zendaya.
know.
Zendaya.
Okay.
Is that an actress?
Yeah, she's in the Spider-Man movie. She's
Euphoria.
in Dune, Euphoria.
Most importantly.
Never seen it. Which Spider-Man?
The new one.
Spider-Man? Oh, okay.
Greg, just go watch Euphoria real quick.
Yeah,
we'll
wait.
come back, but
Sean would love that because then our pod would be 14 hours and everyone loves 14-hour podcast.
Yes, I would love to edit a 14-hour podcast of you watching Euphoria. Nothing would make me happier.
Until the
we
answer,
might not get to watch all of it while you're watching Euphoria. There are some parts.
Until the answer isn't Tremaine Edmonds, it's Tremaine Edmonds because he's the youngest player in the NFL. So it's Tremaine Edmonds.
Okay, this is older though, Greg. Which is older?
Oh, then it's not Tremaine Edmonds. It's the first one. So who was the first one?
Mac
Jones.
Mac
Jones.
Okay, you're going Mac.
McCorkle.
Okay. We'll go to Kyle next.
I'm gonna go Zendaya. Zendaya.
Okay. Allie, you need this point.
Yeah. I'm going Zendaya. I think, yeah.
Kyle and Allie are correct.
Fucking
Like
balls. I
27
hate
or
this.
something.
It's Zendaya. Zendaya's 26. Mac Jones and Tremaine Edmonds are both 24.
That's unbelievable. He's only
Crazy.
And technically, Tremaine Edmonds is a couple months older than Mac Jones. Question number 3. We got to start with Kyle on this one. He has 2 points. Greg and Allie both have 1. Tiebreaker if necessary. Question number 3. Which of the following players are not on the Patriots roster? Is it A, Joshua Bledsoe? Is it B, Connor Manuel? Is it C, Damian Harris, or D, Kevin Harris? Those are your 4 choices, Kyle. Joshua Bledsoe, Connor Manuel, Damian Harris, Kevin Harris.
Those last 2 sound like Patriots.
One of those people is not on the Patriots roster.
Manuel.
Going Connor Manuel, okay.
Connor Manuel.
Allie, to you.
I'll go C.
Going C. Greg.
Okay. I'll go the first, the Blunt Brockrick. What was the first name?
Joshua Bledsoe.
Joshua Bledsoe. Joshua Bledsoe is not on the Patriots.
Well, Kyle goes 3 for 3.
Damn it, I hate this country.
Connor Manuel is a name I made
well,
up.
then you can get out.
Show you where to go.
Joshua Bledsoe is a safety, and Damian Harris and Kevin Harris are both running backs.
Stupid Patriots. I don't look at the Patriots. I use the bathroom when they're on the field.
Whoa.
I shit 10 times a game.
Whoa.
Shit.
Greg, you might have a problem.
I can't wait till this is 14 hours. This isn't when we get
That's right. Yes.
All right, now we have to talk about next week. Home for the Miami Dolphins. Playoffs. They're here, baby. I like this matchup. Maybe not as much as Pats or Steelers, but still, I would imagine Tua is still out. It could be either Skylar Thompson or Bridgewater, though we don't know yet. Tyreek Hill was injured today. Teron
I bet
Armstead,
you Tua plays.
Teron, you think what?
I bet you Tua plays.
People say that, but I don't think there's any, it would be malpractice at this. He's had 3 concussions this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I-
sorry.
I think he should not play, but you might be right. He might play. But Teron Armstead, one of their big tackles, he was out. Last game was pretty close, but we won it. And the opening line has us as 9-point favorites, but that was without hearing Kyle's key to the game.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, how do we beat the Dolphins before we all give our predictions on what's going to happen?
Well, I'm assuming Tua plays. Okay. So I know I think a couple times I've used spell his name wrong. But anyways, check this out. So as we know, Tua is left-handed. He actually is right-handed. This is according to Wikipedia, which again, everything on here is true.
Allie, stay off of Tua's Wikipedia page.
It says here in his personal life that he is predominantly right-handed, but his father trained him to throw the ball left-handed as a child because he wanted a left-handed son.
Oh my God.
So I think we
Wow.
just remind Tua that his dad actually doesn't love him,
This
and
might
it'll
work.
fuck with him. And then
Jesus.
you know,
Does
I
it
think
really say
works.
that? It really says that?
Yes, yeah, 100%. I didn't make it up.
That is
I mean, I do. I know it sounds like I make up a lot of things, but I do some research, and by research, I mean I read his Wikipedia.
It's so fucked up. Like you hear stories of like girls that say where the dad's like, "Oh, I wanted a son," so like force them to sports, but to fucking change a kid's hand and from right to left, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's crazy because also left-handed people kind of stink. So it's like,
Whoa.
why would
You're
you want a
cutting out
short
10%
son
of our
too?
podcast listeners. How many left-handers are in
They
Sweden?
can go.
they are statistically more likely to be serial killers. Isn't that also like true story? That's a
Yeah.
real
And
Why?
people born in
Yeah.
November, like myself. But the good news is, I've never killed anybody.
That is a
I
good
can
news.
see the
At least
if your dad's forcing you to change the left hand, I can see you being a serial killer. And I guess like just like every time you try and write in a notebook, you get the spirals in your wrist because you're left-handed.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm gonna
God.
kill some people. So I guess that does make sense.
I just don't. It's wild. I'm again like not again almost nothing against left-handed people because it's gonna sound like it, even though they are weird.
You just said they all
They
stink.
are
Nothing
weird,
against
but
them
like-
now.
But why would you prefer a left-handed son? Like, why did you want a left-handed son?
Well, baseball. A left-handed person is like 80%
Did he even
close to
play
being-
baseball?
It doesn't matter. Like if you have a kid who plays sports and they're left-handed, like if you teach them to be left-handed, they're going to be better. Like a pitcher, like if a kid that is left-handed has such a better chance at being a baseball player. I do know that. I don't know about football. Left-footed punters, like Belichick will
Yeah.
only sign
Well,
left-footed punters.
Maybe
That's why their
maybe
special
this
teams is so good.
Maybe this is why. I mean, maybe his arm is way stronger on the right. Like
He's just
You know what I
never
mean?
tried it.
He's gonna get back to
Whoa!
pass.
Oh.
He's going to get back to pass and be like, wait a minute. It feels so much better. And it's like he's
Just,
20
yeah.
for 20 for 4 million.
just uncorks an 85-yard pass. He's like, oh my God, this is
Fuck
insane.
you, Dad.
My
could've-
dad fucking sucks, dude.
All right, so I
But
think
yeah, so that's the key to the game. Just remind him that his dad
thank you, Kyle.
sucks.
yeah, I
Just
think it's a
love him.
good key to the game. And with that and everything we know,
Oh,
how do
but
we think-
first,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
we
were
have
so
to
close.
pick
We were so
when
close.
when we want the game to be played because as of right now, it hasn't come out yet. So, what's your preferred date? We got a Monday, Sunday, and Saturday.
I think they're injured, so the earlier the better. I'd prefer Saturday early.
They are injured. Saturday early. They won't do Saturday early. The game's too good. They'll do Saturday late.
The game's too good
A Miami Buffalo game is
compared
It's a
to the
good
other
game.
games. I mean,
yeah. The other one is KC or not KC. Sorry,
Who wants to watch the
Jacksonville and fucking like some shit team.
I don't know, but
They're
it's
going to be first.
It's
They're going to get
Lawrence
them
versus
out of the way.
it's Lawrence versus Herbert though. If it's Allen versus Skyler,
I guess
Thompson.
if it is Skyler, but they I didn't think about that. But
The
it is Tua.
Vikings-
My key to the game relies on Tua.
The Vikings versus the Packers and or Lions is going to be the Monday night game. You have nothing to worry about. There's no way they're not putting Packers and or Lions on Monday night against the Vikings.
I'd love a Saturday game. That's all I really want. I would love early. That's cool. Late would be cool too. I prefer early just because I don't want to get home at 2 a.m. But I just want a fucking Saturday game for the love of God.
Allie, would you also go to the game?
So I have tickets, but I have a Bandits game Saturday, so I really need it to be Sunday or Monday. Whoops. So I think it would be more fun to watch it on a Saturday, but for just me being able to go,
You should also mention that you work for the Bandits. You're not like, I got to go to this Bandits game over the Bills playoff game. I got the tickets, so
She's the goalie.
Yeah, here I am. Yeah, I am on a PSE payroll, so I do have to go to the Bandits game. But it would be a Saturday night game would be really cool to go to see.
Do you want us to push you down the stairs so you can't go to the Bandits game but can watch?
Yeah, as long as they're like, please work.
I could be wrong here. Hasn't for Bills games, hasn't the Sabres moved games too sometimes?
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
No, you're right. The last season they moved like a Saturday, or was it Sunday last year that we were supposed to have a game, and they moved it to, or a Saturday game they moved to Sunday. They reversed it. So yeah,
there's got to be, if there's a home Bills playoff game, the Bandits got it.
But I mean, by the time this is out, everyone will know, so this will be irrelevant. So that
yes, but it is good convo.
Yeah, Ellie, you've also been doing the Emmerichs game as well.
Yeah.
Okay, save it for the end, Greg. Hit on Ellie on your own time.
Is the end.
We gotta talk. We need this. How are we all gonna? What do we think our predictions are for the game? Allie, you go first.
Okay, so the Tua thing makes me nervous just because now I feel really bad for him, and but then I say just we're gonna win, and I hope Tua doesn't get a concussion during this because now I feel so bad for him. Now I want Miami to win. Okay, no.
Wow. Wait a second.
For him. No, I think it's gonna be a good game. But I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it'll be like a 23-14 sort of thing. I don't know.
Okay. The Bills don't do like easy, like they don't allow us to win easy games. I think what's going to happen is Tua's going to play, and in honor of Hamlin, is going to change his name to Threa, and everyone's going to like support him, and it's going to be a wave of support for Threa. The Bills are going to win by 2 touchdowns, and that's if Tua plays. If Tua doesn't play, it'll be 4 touchdowns. Oh, I'm sorry. They only threw 2 plus 40-yard touchdowns today. I know that's why everyone loves Miami's offense, because they do that, but the Bills do it. Kyle's like, no, sputter. They sputter.
that is a good.
They're so hot and cold. They're so cold, all the chilliness.
I knew I was going to get shit for saying hot and cold. They should have had better terms or something.
It is a great Kyle impression.
It is.
It's pretty good.
Kyle, you should get one of these.
Does it fit in your pocket? Damn.
No. I don't even know
what
people
what do you think I wear those JUCO pants?
Yeah, I know.
It's Janko, first off.
Janko. Oh, you weren't around in the 90s, Greg.
What did you call
around? I was already an adult.
JUCO. What is
JUCO?
No,
like
we were too poor for those. We had to wear JUCO pants. Those are the knockoff versions.
Now, what's the difference between a thesaurus and a dictionary?
This is hilarious. Why don't you use your thesaurus and look it up?
Kyle, hold on.
Are there phrases in a thesaurus?
Why don't you guess what the difference is?
He doesn't know what a thesaurus is, really?
I've never had to use one.
Okay, well, what do you think? Let's talk it through. What's a dictionary?
It gives definite words and definitions and their definition.
That's correct.
Now, what's a thesaurus?
Ways to use words? Like more sentences?
Okay, you were close. Basically, a thesaurus gives you different versions of a word. Like, what's another word for good?
Great.
Like awesome, great. But the thesaurus, if you
Sure.
look up good in the
Oh.
thesaurus, give you synonyms of the word.
Yeah.
So the
Synonyms.
and yeah, synonyms are in a thesaurus.
Antonyms.
I love the idea of Kyle like
It was a refresher. He's
looking
fine.
at like a dictionary thesaurus at like the bookstore, like now with more sentences. This is a good one. This is one of those good ones.
Kyle's at the counter. How many sentences for the words does this one have? I have to buy this as a gift.
I've never looked up. I didn't know a thesaurus did that in my life. I've never had to look in there. I mean, I grew up with Microsoft Word.
I cannot wait until next week's pod when Kyle gets his hands on a thesaurus and everything is the obsequious play that was made went swimmingly with their offensive corner and dazzled the defense of the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be all these different words.
All right, Kyle, who do you think's gonna win?
Dolphins win 49. It'll be close. I'm going to change it. 49-48.
Oh.
Dolphins pulling out.
I will. We're not doing a pod if that's the final score of that game.
It might take a couple days off.
I think if Tua doesn't play, the Bills have their first blowout in a while. I think it's going to be 27-7. I just think they're too injured. I don't think Tua plays, and I think Tyreek's a little injured. Their offensive tackle's a little injured. I think it becomes a domino effect, and we win comfortably.
Mhm.
But plays and he's on it, then I think it comes a little closer. But I'm not too worried about that.
Tyreek's been hurt the past couple weeks. He seemed to have come limping.
I
out
keep
of the
looking. I
game,
can't
but-
find out an update on him, but oh well.
Well,
All right, that's it. We have
Oh,
have
geez.
talked a long time.
well, Greg, now we're into playoff mode, man. There's a lot to talk about.
There is not. I have nothing to say to you
It was
people.
a
We're
big
so
week.
close to the off-season episodes too, man.
No.
Draft. I'm pumped for the draft.
Okay. Allie, thanks for joining us. You have anything you want to plug, mention here at the end?
Go Bills, go Bandits, go Amherst, right? It's Sabres, I guess. But, yeah.
Oh
Jeez.
wow. Ellie hates the Sabres.
Well, no, it is. No, they're doing well. They're doing well.
I'm going to the game Tuesday. I'm excited. I haven't been to a Sabres game in like 4 years. So
Isn't there a Sabres game tomorrow?
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
move from the
And
Blizzard.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're gonna be little.
Jesus.
They're gonna be
Okay,
tuckered
Thursday.
little. They're gonna be tuckered little
Yeah.
ruse. It's your birthday Thursday.
No, I'm going Thursday. Yeah, but
It's
on
your birthday Thursday.
no,
No, it is.
related.
This
Hello?
is if you go to
Hello?
the arena the day of a game and it's your birthday, you get free tickets.
I know you get.
I
know you get,
All right,
like,
dude, you had me.
I know,
I'm
you
not
get
going to
a
pretend like
discount.
you didn't have me for a second. I was like, maybe, but here's the deal. I was like, maybe that started when they were bad.
yeah.
And
They're
I
just
was
trying
like,
to
they
get
they
people.
just started telling people, yeah, you just come on your birthday and you get free tickets.
Oh,
Be
no,
great.
December, but yeah, no, no.
Well,
Well, it's Allie's birthday, so if you see her there on Thursday,
Happy
right.
happy birthday, Allie. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Okay, it is now.
Greg, Kyle, anything to?
Yeah, I got a show on Thursday at Helium if anyone wants to come out this Thursday, which is the 12th, I believe, at Helium. If you want to come out and say hi, I'll be there. It's a secret headliner show, and I can't
Oh.
tell you who it is.
Do you know?
No.
Oh, he
Those
just
are neat.
winked.
Those are neat. I like it.
Well, yeah, thanks for listening. Sign up for the Patreon. That's been going well.
No one's
T-shirts,
listening.
I think, are on their way or will be on their way shortly. There was a blizzard.
There was a blizzard and I was out of town for 2 weeks. I'm really sorry. It's all my fault. And I'm not just saying that. It's completely my fault. Your wonderful t-shirts are waiting and they will be there. The good news is many of them will be hand delivered.
Ooh.
Because shipping turns out is expensive as shit. So we're
Yeah.
gonna drive home from work and drop off some t-shirts.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll figure that out. Those are all on their way. I think there's only Steven Alexander gave me his info super late. So that one, you're going to get that in, give us some time on that one. Yeah. And follow us on YouTube, Twitter, email inthehuntcast@gmail.com, of
Oh my
course.
God. Oh my God. Stop.
Okay, I stopped.
Come out on Thursday. To see
My
me at
birthday.
Helium. Come out on Allie's
Come out and say
birthday.
happy birthday.
I'll be in Nashville this weekend if anyone's in Nashville.
Hey,
We're
Bills
huge in
backers,
Nashville.
Nashville.
Kyle, how do people say hello in Nashville?
Isn't it like hee-haw?
There you go. Hee-haw, everyone. Sweet-o. Thanks for listening.
Howdy. Howdy. It's howdy.
The Bills won.